An exhausted mom was baffled when she saw her baby. Then doctors revealed her newborn was special. Delivering a baby is one of the most exciting things that a woman experiences. Catherine Howarth was so tired after she had given birth that she just couldn't keep her head up. When she saw her baby for the first time, she thought that she must be groggy from the labor medication because her son really looked much different than she and her husband imagined him to be. She even thought someone might have switched her baby, but that wouldn't be possible as she just gave birth to the little baby boy. However, the doctors and midwives were shocked too to see her baby look this way. What surprised Catherine and her husband Richard was the fact that their baby boy was a biological miracle. Catherine and her husband Richard found out they would be getting a new family member shortly after they got married. The couple, based in Milton Keynes, England, was very excited to discover what will be the baby's gender. Soon, the doctors revealed that the loving couple was expecting a son. They were counting the days to the due date and couldn't wait any longer to finally see their baby. The due date finally arrived and Catherine was ready to welcome her baby. She came to the hospital in her hometown and waited for the labor to arrive. When it all started, she couldn't imagine how exhausting the labor would be. She was given the drug called pethidine that women in labor are often given to make the childbirth as easy as possible. The drug and the labor made her feel so exhausted that when she saw her baby boy Jonah for the first time, she didn't know if she should believe her eyes or not. Actually, Richard was the first to see their newborn son. They placed Jonah on Catherine's stomach, and that was when I first saw him. And then they gave him to Catherine, he recalled on the TV show this morning. But Catherine didn't have the expected reaction when she saw her son. What she said at the moment her eyes saw Jonah for the first time was, "Is this my baby?" The midwife, whom Catherine asked the unusual question, was, of course, sure that it was the right baby as she had just delivered the child. She, of course, found Catherine's question very funny and laughed a lot while explaining to her that Jonah really was her son. Catherine, however, still couldn't believe her eyes. She recalled her thoughts when she saw him. She said for this morning, "You know, as a first-time mother, I said, wow, I can't believe I created him, and I just fell in love with him instantly." But what did shock Catherine so much about her baby boy? What was really different about Jonas was the way he looked compared to his parents. Richard is pale, has fair skin, and red hair. On the other hand, Catherine's parents were from Nigeria, and as she told the Daily Mirror in 2014, "For as far back as anyone can remember, my family has all been black." The couple believed that their baby was going to have a skin tone somewhere in the middle of the two. However, there seemed to be another explanation for their son's skin color. Jonah's complexion was very pale due to the umbilical cord being wrapped around his neck when he was being delivered. Richard explained, so the Howarths thought his skin tone appeared lighter at birth but would become less light during the days. However, Jonah's complexion remained pale even when time passed. Catherine shared with the Daily Mirror, "Some children get darker after a few weeks when the skin color they will have for life starts to become obvious. But you can see from the color at the tips of the ears what that will be. We saw straight away then that Jonah was fully white." As they were aware that having a completely white kid from a biracial couple, they thought that their baby had a condition called albinism. This was a genetic condition that makes the body be without the melanin pigment that colors a person's hair, eyes, and skin. But the doctors confirmed that their baby didn't have albinism. The reason he was white, despite his mother being black, had another explanation. Catherine said, "We have been told that I must have been carrying a recessive gene. At some point, there must have been a white gene in my family that has remained dormant for years and years, until now." The doctor said that the chance of the recessive gene coming into play was very rare. Only 2 similar cases occurred in recent times, but Howarth still didn't know how rare this case was. Doctors that researched Jonah's case said that him being born white was a once-in-a-million occurrence. If they were to have another child, the chances of the new baby being white as its older brother would be even slimmer. The couple indeed wanted to have their second baby, and they weren't thinking about the chances to get another very rare biracial child. All they cared about is giving as much love to their son Jonah, and they knew that sooner or later their son would get a sibling he'll enjoy spending time with. In 2015, Catherine got pregnant again, and the Howarths were excited to welcome a new member to their family. This time they were expecting a baby that will look much different than her brother Jonah. But when she went into labor in March 2016, Catherine will once again be shocked to see her new baby. Catherine has had another exhausting labor, and when the midwife handed her her new baby, Catherine was once again in awe. She looked down at her newborn child and couldn't believe her eyes. What made her so shocked is something no one expected. This time, she didn't ask the funny questions as she was experiencing this for the second time, but she still felt like what was happening couldn't be true. Catherine gave birth to a daughter called Sophia that was just as white as her brother Jonah. Catherine told the Daily Mail, "When Sophia was born with white skin and blue eyes, I was more than taken back. It seems the odds of it happening twice are millions to one. No one has heard of a black mom having two white babies, one after the other." Having two children inheriting the recessive gene was more than rare. It might be that this couple is the only one on Earth to have experienced it. Catherine says she obviously loves her children more than anything in the world, but says that she gets a lot of weird reactions from random people. Just by looking to their faces, she can say that they're all doubting if Jonah and Sophia are really Catherine's kids. However, the Howarths are very lucky not only to have two lovely, healthy kids, but also to testify the unbelievable oddities of life by having two completely white children from biracial parents. They will for sure remain a family a lot of people will talk about for years and decades.